We have the real reason for LA Knight's disastrous WWE gimmick change.
Yeah!
Plus, a major AEW star is working injured, and an ex-WWE star makes an AEW return tonight. It's all in the wrestling news right now. Friday, let's talk LA Knight. He is very much the bookies' favourites to grab that Halliburton in the centre of London next week.
I think he's everybody's favourite in the office to do so as well.
Oh, it's hard not to love the work of LA Knight right now. It wasn't going to be this way if certain other creative forces had their way. Remember Max Dupree?
Certainly do remember Max Dupree.
Was a thing. He was having a chat with the Daily Mail, was LA Knight, and went into detail about how that came about and why.
He did. He said, I'm killing it in NXT. I come up for a dark match. I get the attention of the right people. Hey, who is this guy? But then the age thing comes up. In brackets, whispers, oh no, he's 40, danger. But I'm not the average 40-year-old. I haven't gone through the ringer. I haven't had a bunch of surgeries or injuries, knock on wood. I've lived a good, youthful life in a certain sense, and I've taken care of myself in a way I would say most don't. But that number came up, and it was like, well, okay, maybe we make him a manager. It was not my cup of tea, and definitely I don't think it was for me. But somehow there I was. Some things happened that we don't need to go into, and eventually, LA Knight was back.
Yeah. So the age thing was the issue here.
Yeah.
That's so sad that us 40-year-olds getting pushed to the side,
No.
thrown away like a piece of rubbish.
No.
But I'm glad that LA Knight pushed through it. It does show, all jokes aside, that age is a number.
Yeah, exactly.
It really does. I hear their concerns. Obviously, when you're older, you are a little bit more frail. Isn't that right, Grandad? But it is a case of there would be an injury concern.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But like as he says here, you know, he's not the average 40-year-old.
I was 4-year-old.
Genuinely average 4-year-old.
4-year-old.
40-year-old.
4-year-old.
I was very surprised to hear that he was 40 years old because he does look fantastic and he still goes really well in the ring too. As he said there, you know, he's not gone through the ringer. And I think, you know, if it doesn't sort of hamper your in-ring ability, then why just be pushed to the wayside to do something that clearly you're not living up to your full potential doing, because you can deliver so much more.
Yeah, there's like an age and then there's like a ring age.
Yeah.
And LA Knight is in his 20s as far as ring age for WWE is concerned. Over to the AEW side of things now. Some news on a top AEW star currently working through some injuries.
Oh, yes, this comes from Fightful Select, who say Bryan Danielson has been banged up of late, and there were some spots limited in his AEW Double or Nothing 2023 Anarchy in the Arena match as a result. Prior to that match, Danielson hadn't worked since the 60-minute Iron Man main event for the world title at Revolution in March. Danielson has also been heavily involved in creative in the first several weeks of AEW Collision 2. I guess giving him something to do whilst also sort of keeping him in sort of good shape at least, rather than pushing him out there and doing multiple matches. But he's against Okada this weekend, Tom.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Well, we want to wrap him in bubble wrap around all of the times, but I think this has been the point. Like, his in-ring work has been very sparse because, you know, we've got this massive match against Okada in which I know, no doubt, Okada and Danielson will want to give it socks.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah.
You know, they'll want to throw everything into it. So therefore, give Danielson as much respite as possible and then let him go. You know what? You don't need a guy like Bryan Danielson to wrestle every single week on television. You don't. Like, he can be a special attraction kind of star that competes as and when needed. You know, you got the Blackpool Combat Club around you.
Yeah.
To, you know, if you wanted to include him in 8-man tags and whatever, or 6-man tags or whatever, you can do that. But you don't need Danielson to wrestle every week.
No, definitely not. And I think when you've got these matches like with Okada coming up to these huge dream matches, I think that is enough to sort of satiate the fans as well, which is always a good thing.
Predictions for AEW Forbidden Door with myself and Fraser Porter on the channel right now. Live reactions on Sunday night, plus what happened at and the WTF moments. You can whet your appetite for what we could see and what you want to happen with 9 pitches for or AEW New Japan Forbidden Door, also at youtube.com/Cultaholic. Back to WWE. Not a forbidden door, but an open door.
An open door.
One guy who impressed when they made a brief cameo a few months ago.
Absolutely. This comes from PW Insider, and they have reports from their sources saying that the 7th of July, Friday Night SmackDown taping at Madison Square Garden in New York City is targeted for Carlito's return to the company.
Now that is cool.
It's very cool. But we spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool.
Yeah, looking at you.
Oh.
Not you.
Oh.
Them down there.
Yeah.
Looking at you, Nickel Sack 79. I see you. I see you.
That is a huge return for Carlito if he does turn up here in Madison Square Garden.
The pop that he got at Backlash, ringing in the ear still.
Yep.
And he looked incredible.
Oh, he looked tremendous.
Yeah.
Tremendous. I think probably the best shape I think I've ever seen him in, at least anyway.
Incredible shape. Incredible shape. So I'm excited to see Carlito possibly back in the mix there. For SmackDown in July. It looks like it's a done deal.
Yeah, it does. Would you like to see another mid-card title run with our Carlito?
Give us a Carlito Roman Reigns TV match, you cowards. Just start at the top and then we're here.
It's a spicy meatball you are delivering.
Yeah. Tell you what, a former WWE star is delivering on a Rampage tonight. You might not want to see it. So this is the part where we say, if you don't want spoilers for Rampage tonight, keys.
Love you, bye.
Donkeys are aliens. John Hennigan, aka John Morrison, aka Johnny Impact, aka Johnny Spade, aka Johnny Nitro, aka Johnny Game Changer, aka Johnny Mundo, aka Johnny John Morrison. Johnny Nitro, we forgot the big one.
That was a big... I'm pretty sure you said that, but we'll say it again.
We'll say it again. Johnny Nitro making an appearance on Rampage tonight to help out QT Marshall and the QTV crew in putting a beating on the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass.
Oh my God.
With this will come a brand new name for the file of John Hennigan. He will possibly be known going forward as either Johnny Television or Johnny TV.
Johnny Television. Johnny TV has a bit more bite to it than Johnny Television.
Hello, I'm Johnny Television. I watch television.
It does sound like a David Firth character.
I feel like either David Firth character or like the TV review critic from Waller FM. Hello, I'm Johnny Television. Today I'll be watching EastEnders. It were eat rubbish. Thank you. Johnny TV sounds like the great grandson of Mike TV from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Hey, I'm excited to see him.
Telly, Dad.
I'm excited to see him again.
He's
I
a
really love
talent.
him. He is. He absolutely is.
He is a talent. He's an incredibly skilled worker. And I mean, in terms of places that you put him, I think going with the QTV crew, people may see as a downgrade, and I get that. They're very lower mid card, but I think this is something that you could potentially use to Johnny Television's advantage.
Yeah, character work. I think he's a great character, and I think he can do something interesting with it at least. I know, as you just said there, the QTV stuff isn't everybody's cup of tea, but I think he could do some creative things with it, I reckon, our Johnny Television.
We will see how creative he will get on Rampage tonight. And for the latest wrestling news throughout the day, of course, you can check out cultaholic.com. Keys.
I love you, bye.